And this is the Tumblr 4chan Wars. I actually remember a little bit about this at the time that it happened. So I'm going to have a couple things to add, I think. Let's get started, shall we? All right, let's make this a little bit longer visible to read just to be sure. Let me know how we are on audio. Read it out yourself. Yeah, I probably should. Okay. Let me know how that audio was while I read this. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Well, I guess the same thing kind of also applies to what we're doing, so long as I am actually commenting on this. So I've turned up the volume a little bit. Let's hope that's good. Let's get going.
I literally am gonna die.
Triggered. Shower, I'm triggered. I get in the car, I'm triggered.
It began with a Tumblr post, a declaration of war that read, "Join."
All right, let's actually read these. It's time to shut down 4chan.org. Join us on July 4th to celebrate our freedom and independence from racists by shutting down 4chan. We will go to their site, and as a form of protest, we will overwhelm them with corrections to their awful lies and let them really know what the world thinks of them. Trigger warning, I don't think it's really safe to go along. The misogyny, transphobia, homophobia, anti-Semitism, I don't want to say the word, jokes, and blatant racism will often be too much for any sane person. Please spread this message and don't be afraid to get involved. Comics, stories, poetry, essays, or pictures are all welcome. Every little bit helps. See you on 4th of July. Hashtag shut down 4chan. Yeah.
Join us on July 4th to celebrate our freedom and independence from racists by shutting down 4chan. The post spread, and soon Tumblr's army was preparing for war. First, let's examine these two states. Tumblr, they are one of the world's largest online armies. They are over 300 million blogs strong. And 4chan is...
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, look at this guy.
Yeah.
You've got a wolf. Very definitely a wolf.
Yeah.
Both sides are pretty retarded. Soon the 4th of July had arrived. As you can see here on this official map, Tumblr's infantry quickly penetrated 4chan's territory.
4chan users have a higher than normal chance of users being in the IT industry. Yep. There's 4chan has a very high percentage of people that are in tech, IT, and otherwise has connections. There's a reason that they have defeated governments and major organizations in the past.
They published posts all across the B and poll boards. Puppies, selfies, and feminist memes sprung up everywhere.
We're going to win this against the 4chan.
The assault was extremely ineffective. After less than an hour, Tumblr decided to retreat.
Yeah.
But this was by no means the end of the conflict. Tumblr had kicked the hornet's nest.
Yeah.
B was roused and ready for a fight. En masse,
Nope.
they headed straight for Tumblr's home base.
There's been...
That's something important. he did not. He thinks that all of 4chan got involved. In fact, 4chan for the most part didn't notice because it's such a massive entity. The retaliation was just a handful, and by a handful I mean probably like a dozen bored people from 4chan. It was not actually B as a whole retaliating.
And 4chan attacks.
Porn, gore, and anti-feminist memes were spread across some of the more popular tags.
Basically, they can't go on any tag because every tag is basically filled with gore.
Unprepared Tumblr users were being triggered from every direction.
Starting to get really pissed off with these 4chan idiots.
It's not fun, it's actually pretty serious.
Alright, gather round. It's time for a lesson on what not to do if you get raided. Lesson 1. Don't spam the tags with your own selfies. Some Tumblr users thought they could compete with the spamming posts by submitting their own selfies over and over again. They soon found that 4chan seized these selfies, shot them into hardcore porn, and then spammed them back onto the tags in greater number. Lesson 2. Don't delete System 32. During the raids, someone pretending to be a Tumblr user posted this infographic. A reported 41 computers were bricked.
Yep.
Lesson 3.
That happens on my
Don't
computer
start
without deleting
petition.
System 32.
Someone created a petition on change.org to get 4chan shut down and managed to get about 9.
Right? Yeah. If you delete System 32 on your computer, that's the end of your computer for the most part. That's basically your computer, all the brains required to run it, gone. And what's more, actively doing that while you're using your computer causes a catastrophic crash that can often take the rest of your system with it. It's technically not 100% chance of a start from zero, but it's a very high chance of a start from zero.
Under signatures. So, in response, 4chan made their own petition. It managed to get about 10 times as many signatures.
Yeah,
The
15,000
only
to
thing you can
9.
do, really, is log off
100.
and wait for it to be over. Trouble is, it took Tumblr 2 days to figure this out. In the meanwhile, casualties were enormous. 40 plus hours of wasted time, 500 hurt feelings, and literally thousands of triggerings. But before we close the history books on this event, it's time to look at one more thing. A conspiracy. It is now widely believed that Pol was behind the original Tumblr post that called for war. The conspiracy goes something like this. Trick Tumblr into provoking B, have the two of them war it out, and sit back and watch the fireworks. Happy 4th of July.
Your parents would be very ashamed.
Yeah, he managed to do that, but didn't he? 2 to 3 a decade.
You do know that you're not normal, though, right?
You're not normal.
Happy 4th of July.
It wasn't what I was hoping it would be at the end, but anyone else remember the hacker known as 4chan? Now, here's the thing about that conspiracy theory he mentioned. First of all, remember what I said. B really didn't retaliate. It was just a couple board members of B who did all of that. But here's the thing. Even if it's true that Pol made the original post that got Tumblr to do that, the Tumblrites still are the ones that decided we're going to ruin this other space because we don't like them, without considering the possibility that there would be retaliation at minimum on the same level as them, which would be posts of pictures and statements of stuff that they don't like. You know? That's something that I think about whenever stuff like this comes up of, yeah, but even if someone else had a bad idea, you're the one that acted on it. And are surprised when someone hits back. You know? That's just been something that I've thought about with that theory going around that Paul made the original post, that and you can't say, well, no, Paul went provoked, because you have all the videos and posts of people saying that they're taking part in this, you know? You have all the statements saying, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm doing, and then the same people, how could they do this to us? So I generally think, yeah, it doesn't really matter if it was Paul's idea. You still decided to follow through. I've seen a lot of dumb ideas I just walked away from. I could have been like, yeah, let's do this. And then, well, there's a lot of dumb ideas I have done where it's like, well, I guess consequences of my action. You know, I've never really blamed the other person because I did something stupid. Okay. Like I said, just a very short reaction. It's reacting to Internet Historian is kind of a rite of passage. So there, we've done one. Don't know if we'll do more. Probably going to do a couple more of these as time goes on.